take a deep breath, pause for a moment before your phone lights up, before the world starts asking things from you, before expectations, responsibilities, and noise begin to fill your mind. There is a moment, a quiet, sacred moment. And that moment belongs to you. What you say to yourself in that moment every single morning has the power to shape your entire life. Not just your mood, not just your day, but your identity, your confidence, your energy, your future. Today, I'm going to give you 7 powerful lines, simple words. But if you don't just repeat them, if you truly feel them, believe them, live them, they will transform you. Because the truth is, women have been misunderstood for far too long. Your emotions, called weakness, your sensitivity, called too much, your silence, mistaken for lack of power. But let me tell you something clearly. Your emotions are not weakness, they are depth. Your sensitivity is not a flaw, it is awareness. And your silence is not emptiness, it is power waiting. So today we change the story, not the world's story, yours. Let's begin. I am not too much, I am deeply powerful. Say it slowly. I am not too much, I am deeply powerful. How many times have you felt like you needed to shrink, to speak less, to feel less, to hide parts of yourself just to be accepted? Maybe someone told you directly, or maybe they didn't need to. Maybe you learned it through looks, through silence, through rejection. So you adjusted. You became quieter, easier, more manageable. But let me ask you something. Who told you that being powerful should be comfortable for others? Who decided that your depth was a problem? Because it's not. The way you feel things deeply, the way you love without holding back, the way you notice energy in a room before anyone else does, that is not too much. That is rare. That is powerful. You were never meant to fit into small spaces. You were meant to expand them. So stop apologizing for your intensity. Stop shrinking your presence. And every morning, remind yourself, I am not too much. I am deeply powerful, because the moment you stop hiding your depth is the moment you start owning your power. My emotions are not my enemy. They are my guidance. Listen carefully. Your emotions are not random. They are not there to confuse you. They are signals, messages, your inner voice speaking through feeling. When you feel sadness, it means something matters. When you feel anger, it means something is out of alignment. When you feel peace, it means you are close to your truth. But society has taught you to ignore these signals, to suppress them, to act fine even when you're not. And over time, you stop listening to yourself. You started trusting outside voices more than your own inner knowing. But here's the truth. A woman who is disconnected from her emotions is disconnected from her power, because your emotional depth is not chaos. It is intelligence, it is intuition, it is guidance. So instead of running from your feelings, sit with them. Understand them, respect them, say it every morning. My emotions are not my enemy, they are my guidance. Because when you trust what you feel, you stop needing permission from the world. I deserve to take up space without guilt. Let that sink in. Without guilt. How often do you hold yourself back? You have something to say, but you stay quiet. You have an opinion, but you soften it. You have a presence, but you reduce it. Why? Because you don't want to be judged, because you don't want to seem too strong, because somewhere deep down you were made to believe that being visible comes with consequences. But listen, you were not born to be invisible. You were not meant to shrink just to make others comfortable. Your voice matters, your presence matters, your energy matters. And the truth is, when you fully step into your space, it might make some people uncomfortable, but that discomfort is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to be authentic, to be real, to be fully expressed. So every morning say, I deserve to take up space without guilt, because the world doesn't need a smaller version of you. It needs the real one. My softness is not weakness. It is strength under control. There is a quiet power in softness, a strength that doesn't need to shout, a presence that doesn't need to force. But the world often misunderstands it. Softness is seen as fragile, as vulnerable, as less. But think about this. It is easy to become hard. It is easy to build walls, to stop trusting, to stop caring, but to remain soft in a world that can be harsh. That takes strength. Real strength, your kindness, your empathy, your ability to nurture, to listen, to feel deeply. These are not weaknesses. They are forms of influence, forms of leadership, forms of power. Softness is not the absence of strength. It is strength mastered. So don't lose it, refine it, protect it, honor it. Say it every morning. My softness is not weakness. It is strength under control, because true power doesn't always look loud. Sometimes it looks like grace. I trust myself to make the right decisions for my life. This is where your power becomes real, because many women struggle here. You feel something, you know something, but then doubt enters. What if I'm wrong? What will people think? Maybe I should ask someone. And slowly you begin to disconnect from your own voice. But here's the truth. You already know more than you think you do. That quiet feeling inside you, that instinct, that inner voice, that is your truth. But you've been taught to question it, to override it, to ignore it. And the more you ignore it, the weaker it becomes. But the moment you start trusting yourself again, everything changes. You walk with certainty. You speak with clarity. You decide with confidence. So every morning say, I trust myself to make the right decisions for my life. Even if you don't fully believe it yet, say it, because trust is built through practice, and your life deserves to be led by you. I am allowed to evolve. I am not who I used to be. Growth is uncomfortable. It changes you. And sometimes people don't like that. They prefer the version of you they recognize, the version that fits their expectations, the version that doesn't challenge them. But you are not here to stay the same. You are here to grow, to expand, to rise, and that means you'll change, you will outgrow people, you will leave behind old habits, old beliefs, old versions of yourself, and that's okay. That's not selfish. That's necessary. You do not owe your past a permanent place in your future. So don't feel guilty for evolving. Don't apologize for becoming more. Say it every morning, I am allowed to evolve. I am not who I used to be. Because growth is not something you ask permission for, it is something you claim. I am enough exactly as I am while still becoming more. This is your foundation. Because if you don't believe this, nothing else will fully land. The world constantly tells you to improve, to be more, to do more, to achieve more. And yes, growth is beautiful, but not from a place of insecurity, not from a place of I am not. Enough. Because you are, right now as you are already worthy, already valuable, already enough. And from that place, you grow with confidence, not fear. So say it every morning, I am enough exactly as I am while still becoming more. Because the most powerful women don't chase validation, they embody it. Now, listen to me carefully. These 7 lines are not just words. They are daily decisions, a commitment to yourself, to your truth, to your power. If you repeat them every morning, and more importantly, if you start living them, you will change, not overnight, but deeply. You will walk differently, think differently, choose differently, and the world will feel it, because energy does not lie. People respond to how you see yourself, so if you doubt yourself, they will sense it. If you shrink, they will accept it. But if you stand in your truth, everything shifts. And here's what I want you to remember. You do not need to become someone else to be powerful. You need to return to who you already are, a woman of depth, of emotion, of strength, of quiet, undeniable power. So tomorrow morning, before the world speaks to you, speak to yourself with truth, with strength, with belief. Say the words, feel them, live them, and watch your life change. Because when a woman truly steps into her power, she doesn't just transform herself, she transforms everything around her. And that is real power, unstoppable power.